Hi, Scrabble fans. Welcome to the Cove Bar in Waterford.
Just going to mute ourselves while we quickly set up the game that's coming to you.
How are we doing, folks? Welcome to the first live Scrabble tournament based out of Ireland. We welcome you from Waterford City. We're in the Cove Bar. Thanks a lot to Tom Drone and the staff at the Cove for having us here. They regularly have Scrabble tournaments here, the most frequently in Ireland, actually, as it turns out. But this is the first live stream, so something exciting for Scrabble fans. I'm here with my technical assistant, Sean. He's going to be helping me out as we go along throughout the day. I hope to see some people log into the chat, into YouTube, and maybe add in some comments. Feel free to put in any, if you see any potential solves or potential bingos on the board, anything at all. You can put it into the chat, or anything you would like to mention, or even for a shout out. Anything you'd like to do, please feel free. So we're gonna kick it off now. We've got Owen Jackson, a guy I know personally from a long time ago. So for you that don't know him, he's an Octo champ in Countdown, the real Countdown over in the UK, and got into the grand final a number of years ago. I believe it was around 2019. 2017 or 2018, sorry, my mistake, I'll have to check that, but he won't be too impressed with that. But no, excellent player. I go back a long way with him, great guy. So he asked me to help him out with this, and I was more than pleased to do so. He's playing against Fergal Weatherhead, who is in fact the the number one ranked player in the country. He's the current Scrabble, the Irish Scrabble champion. He first won it in 2011. He won it again in 2012. And then 11 years later, in 2023, he won it again. And this time it was in our local city here in Waterford, in a hotel down the road, the Woodlands Hotel, which also holds tournaments. But at the moment, we're focused on our first live stream here. So we're just going to get the racks ready to go. And we've got our first word on the board. It's atropine. So if anyone does log in, feel free to just say hello, and I'll give you a shout out. It'd be just nice to see any people. I know it's a bit early, and we could be waiting a little while for some people to kick in, but feel free to mention anything in the chat if anyone wants to get involved or has any say on what's going on, or even some ideas and potential players in the future, maybe. Okay, so for anyone who's not familiar with the competition rules, so this is a fully sanctioned tournament. For someone who's not familiar with the rules, each player does have 25 minutes overall. It's akin to the way a chess match would be played. You have 20 minutes overall, 25 minutes each overall to play your full rack and to finish your game out. Afterwards, which a time penalty would be put in place for any extra time that you go over that you need to finish your game. So it is it's preferable, obviously, for you to finish within the time frame, but we are expecting some battles later on, so we'll see how that happens, how that goes. Okay, and player two, if you've noticed, has played Gu. That was Fergal that played it. Okay, so we've got a number of things that have happened here with Owen. He's played a number of words. So we've got bow, up, chi or zai, chi as in the charging method, and he's also and he's also got the word box on top as well. So we've got a couple of extra points here. Nicely played by Owen. If you notice, we're keeping up to date with the scores as well, guys, on screen. So we're just updating it as we speak. So yeah, so no surprise, the number one seed has gotten off to a flying start. He's on 101 points. and he's only on his just going on to his third move. Okay, so we've got an extension onto a word here to atropines, and we also have swab coming in for the same word as well. So that's going to make a dent in the score. We've got up to 42 to 101. Nice play by Owen there. Okay, so we're still, I know it's early, guys, but it's still early, so we're waiting for some people to log on to the chat. This is the first of the live sessions, so this was the plan for us to get going and I suppose get into the stride of things and see how people hopefully log on and get involved. But like we said, this is the first time this has been broadcasted, so it's the first, and hopefully it won't be the last, and this will grow as time goes on, but hopefully even throughout the day. Okay, we've got a nice little word here as well. Played iota. It's 6 points for iota. And we've got one of those typical Scrabble words that comes up with plenty of points. It's chi, qi. That scored 14 for Owen Jackson there. It's these small little words that can make the difference in the end. And there's a potential bingo, which is using all your letters in one go, which would also double your score, which is Iliad. We missed the words nay, na, ab, and nay came in at the same time. Okay, so an extension had to two of those as well for Mr. Weatherhead. It came out with nay, abba. There are several different 6-letter words we could have here. Also, we've got ones that we can add on that can come up to 8 letters, which would be using the full rack plus a letter on the board. That's called a bingo, folks, if anyone's wondering. Using all your letters at one time. It doubles your points, and obviously also gives you a potentially massive score. Especially if you can add it on to other letters, like I was alluding to there. We had some options for enticing with adding on to the C, fainting, a few other ones, integrin. We had a number of other ones actually. We had 8 eights. Okay, we can pretty much see what he was going to play from his rack there, but that's okay. That's added on to. Okay, so he's doubled up the QI, the chi, and then he's also gone for ignite for the weatherhead there. So I've got chi, git, and ignite at the one time, which is excellent. And he scored 35 there. Okay, so Fergal Weatherhead is in a quite commanding lead at the moment, although it is early days. I wouldn't count down Owen Jackson either. He's he was saying his first Scrabble tournament was in 2017. It's I think it was the first time he came to Waterford actually. But before that, he'd obviously been an avid sorry, his first Scrabble tournament, but he's been an avid countdown player. So I suppose it does translate pretty quickly over. Got a couple of 6-letter words that are options here for Mr. Weatherhead. Okay, so we've got an extension onto Ignite, which brings it over to Ed and also Doe. That was from Owen there, so we're going to see how many points he has for that. Okay, you got 15 points for that. Nice though, only using a few letters and keeping some good letters on his board. Sure. Okay, we're starting to get a couple of tricky racks coming up, but they're potentially worth a lot of points if they can be used in the right way. And just for anyone who's not sure, the question mark is the blank tile. So it can be used for anything. And that may make a massive difference here as well with the Z scoring high points. I believe the Z is worth 10. The rest of them are all ones, but if you can use that Z with the blank and add it onto another letter. Vocalize. Okay, so we've got a couple of different words that will come to 7 letters, which would be adding on to some of them that we have on the board. So ovalize and zeolite, adding on to the B and the T that we have on the board. pressure. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so we've got Taken being played. Taken also bringing in 2. Atropines was already there, and we've got Ka. So Taken, 2, and Ka for 26 points. It's a very open board at the moment. There's plenty of areas for people to get in, and for the 2 guys to get in and to add on to and stem onto different words. So could be very interesting. Still quite a commanding lead by Fergal, but I wouldn't count Owen out. It's early days yet for a game like this. We've got the Z in play, so this is exactly what I was talking about. If something like this can be added on, which he will have to do to finish, he'll have to bring it down to the T at least. Okay, this is going to be a big one. We've got a couple of extra word scores. Sorry, we've got word scores, and we've got plenty of bonuses here. So we're going to go with. He got the word we were talking about earlier, zeolite. Okay, we've got a challenge. We're just going to wait for the guys. I can confirm to you guys that it is okay. Right. He was right. Okay, so as far as I'm concerned, sorry, there was a bit of a mistake there. Zeolite was correct, but the adjacent word to it didn't comply, so he missed out on that one, unfortunately. He still has the letters, though. I think he might get back in there with that. Although I think Fergal will be trying to block any entrance to that now that he knows he has those letters. He pretty much knows his board now. He knows his rack. We just had to double check that there, so it does make sense. The word itself was great. Okay, so we've got Zell, which is Z. Okay, the new scores now we've got 140 to 120. So 37 for that last one, which is Z, N, and then the longer word is Zell. So using the Z twice, very good. Okay, so some more regular letters for Owen at the moment. That's a nice comeback at the moment, though. We're getting closer in points. 60 between the 2 guys. It was nearly 100, maybe a minute or 2 ago. Okay, so if anyone, we're still waiting for some people to join the chat. We're aware it's early, so that was the idea to get going, get into the swing of things. But we've got a couple of six-letter words, and there will be maximums for Fergal at the moment. When did that come in? When did that come in? Yes. Just double checking everything here, folks, to make sure it's everything's kosher. Although it does look open, it's quite tough on this board. There are a few options in the middle of the board to play down the way, although most of those options will leave open double and triple word and letter scores for other opponents, so it's going to be a little bit tougher. But the middle of the board is where the action is going to be. I suppose the top right, it's not too bad at this stage for the points. 140 to 200 for those type of points. The board is quite open. It's not as clustered as we would normally see. Okay, so we've played Fido. Okay, 22 points for that. That was Fergal there, played Fido. Okay, so we've got Owen playing as blank. Okay, he's extended onto the Z, so it should get a high score for this one now. We just have to find out what he means for the... That could be Cisco. Just counting up his score here himself. Okay. Miscode. Miscode is the word for Owen. It's been challenged at the moment, so give us a moment before we tot up the total if it is applicable. Looks like it is correct, and he scored 85 points for that, so that is excellent. That actually brings him into the lead by 3 points, so that's a great recovery by Owen. Well done, Owen. Excellent. Now, just a number 3-4 minutes ago, he was just, I think, 92 points behind. Now he's leading by 3 against the number 1 ranked player in the country and the current All-Ireland champion, Fergal Weatherhead. Okay, so the one word, it pretty much comes up on his rack as it is, but there's an option for... We're still waiting for people in the chat, so I'll put it out there. We're still looking at truant as an option. Something I knew a bit about in my past, truancy. Recap of the standings in a moment. like we said, okay, he's got the maximum out of his rack there, Fergal. He's played truant, and also he gives him M2. So they were going to tot that up now in 1 second. He's for the first time, I believe, in this match he's behind. He's going to go into the lead here with a score of 1 moment. Just totting it up. $14 he scored for that between 2 and truant. Brought him up to 236, so it's 225 to 236 at the moment. Okay, so Owen has played another word, and going on to Ez, and show looks like shorted to me. So yeah, yeah, I'm correct. It's shorted with the blank. So we're just going to find out very quickly what the scores is at the moment. It's 225 to 236 in favor of Fergal Weatherhead. This is going to bring Owen to 301. So that's a score of 76. Excellent score there by Owen. So that brings him into, similarly to what he was compared to against him about maybe 6, 7, 8 minutes ago. So this game is really heating up. Okay, so we're going to get to see a pretty much full new rack for Owen. I should have mentioned, sorry, the reason Owen's score was so big for the last point, he scored a bingo. So he used every letter in his rack and he got double the points. So that gave him the fantastic score. It's really how these elite players do play. Okay, so the maximum that we've got here for Fergal, unless he stems from another word on its own, is Lurve. Lurve. That's actually that's the best he can get if he can get to it. I don't know if it's possible on this board. I don't think there's space. But let's not doubt the man. Let's see what he can do. Link. Please. So we will have the standings. Okay, so we've got the result. Sorry, the results after the last games. We're on the 10th game at the moment. After 9 games, you can see the number one seed and the number one rank is Fergal Weatherhead. With played 9, he's won 7, no draws, and his spread of points. So basically, the spread of points being his points total plus or difference aggregated over the total amount of games. So he's got 1105 points plus. In number 2 is Chris Broderick. Same scores as him, just the only difference is in the spread with the first 3 players. So they're all played 9, which is Fergal Weatherhead, Chris Broderick, and Marie Ryan. Played 9, won 7, no draws. The spread for the 3 of those are 1105 for Chris Broderick, 589 positive, and for Marie Ryan, 494. I'll just fly through the rest of the board very quickly. In 4th place at the moment, we've got the 3rd seed, Pauline Weatherhead, married to Fergal. Number 5, the host of our venue today in the Cove Bar in Waterford City, the Cove Bar and Restaurant, Tom Drone. So he's the 10th seed, but he's in 5th place at the moment with 6 wins. Brian Dillon in 6th, 5 wins. Owen Jackson, who's currently playing on the live stream at the moment with Fergal Weatherhead, on 5 wins. Kieran Brosnan, 5 wins. Ger Hoare, 5 wins. Then Anne Mallon on 4. Monica O'Connor on 3. Marie McDonald on 2, and Liam Thomas Davis. So, and just for you guys that are wondering about how this works, it's open to anyone. So we obviously have one of the best players in the country, if not the best at the moment, playing. We've also got some excellent players throughout the tournament. His wife has got an excellent rating; she's 3rd ranked at this. But it's open to anyone, so there's no discrimination as regards how long you've been playing or anything like that. If you want to get interested and involved in playing Scrabble, it's an excellent way to start. Okay, so we've got a couple of things that have been played since I took my little break there, so we'll fill you in on the scores at the moment. Owen Jackson is currently leading 346 to 264. So the words that were played were clams and wem. There's a challenge at the moment. Okay, no, sorry, we're perfect. 346 to 264. Okay, folks, we're using up most of the board, so we do have some space up at the top left quadrant. So I have a feeling that's where it's going to end up going. The only problem I think these players and most people that will watch back on this at this stage will notice is anything that goes up from the F or brings up, and that will open up double, triple word and double and triple letter scores. So could be potentially good scores, but could open up to something very dangerous. Okay, so we've got a couple of different things for Fergal. Both of his maximums at the moment are actually only 5 out of his rack of 7 letters. So let's see if he can get that in there. He might be able to. No, he can't add on to anything else. He might be able to make something up with another word on the board, depending on what he sees here. So I'm sure he will see things I will not. Owens, you see, when it comes to the full ones, that's what he said. The small words and stuff Okay, so it's starting to get a little bit tougher here, but Owen has a pretty good lead, 80 points in the difference. We've seen it swing around from 90 points in the favour of Fergal to, I think, over 100 to Owen, 90 to 100 to Owen. Back, it's gone forward and back in similar fashions. It's going to get harder as it goes through, though. A lot of the board is taken up, but there's space. It's not too clogged up. No, no, there's no space. Not without adding onto a word that will discount it. We're trying to figure out some stuff ourselves here, just seeing if the possibilities of the 5-letter words that are there can actually get onto the board. Because, like, obviously we can't add onto a word and make up another word that doesn't exist, so. Okay, so Fergal is taking his time here, so I think he realizes the same situation that we've mentioned. He's probably going to come up with quite a small one here, but if we get, okay, Irva, it's 1 letter off the maximum he could have gotten, so. Okay, Irva's good. Which was a score of 14. Still, though, not bad from the position he was in there. There were only two 5-letter options, but they did not fit onto the board, as far as we can see. Okay, so the action's on Owen. It looks like he's playing something at the moment. Okay, so he's played Mop, which also goes for Mew and Ode. So he's got 3 words there using just 2 letters. So we're going to come back to you with a points total for that. Okay, so he's got 34 for that. So 3 small words, but they do add up when you get the multiples. Just updating the points for you guys so you can see it on your screen. 380 plays 278 in favour of Owen. So Owen is the 7th seed, as I mentioned, a countdown master. So it comes into his favour with the longer words, as he would be used to playing 8 and 9 letter words on countdown. Fergal is just a master at Scrabble itself, so it's very hard to differentiate between who will come out on top. Owen does have a commanding lead at the moment of 102, but there's a bit of a way to go yet. Okay, so we've got the same thing again for Fergal. He's left with a maximum couple of words, Thurl and Thurl. They're both pronounced the same way, but one with an I in the middle and one with a U, Thirl and Thurl. So let's see if he can fit it onto the board. I think he should be able. It's tough. He might not get the 5 letters in here, but. Okay, also, just to mention, as I said before, guys, the guys get 25 minutes aside each. It's similar to the way a chess clock would be played, that their minutes go down, it switches over and back. There's 2 minutes left on each player's clock. On player 2's clock. So Fergal has 2 minutes left, so he's taking up a little bit more time than Owen. We'll give you an update on Owen's time when it gets a little bit shorter. But if he does go over the 2 minutes that he has to play his rack, there will be points deducted for minutes and time played over after his allocated time. Okay, perfect. Okay, he's gone for 4 letters. Hurl. So he could have added the T on top for Thurl, which would have given him a double word as well. So, but look, it's brought up to 380 to 299, so 11 points for that. I think the extra T would have been helped, but it's not a common word as well. It's not something I'm actually personally familiar with in that spelling. So 380 to 299, so 81 points is the difference at the moment in favour of Owen. And Owen is playing at the moment. I also think there's an element of the fact that Fergal is aware that there will be time restrictions as well, so he might be playing words a little bit quicker, so the pressure is on a little bit. For Owen, we have a maximum of 6 at the moment. There's nothing we can see for stems. Okay, so it's gone up to, 413. Okay, so 33 points, sorry, there for Owen on that last one. Okay, that's updated on the board now, so there's quite a lead at the moment now of 114 points. I find it hard to see a way back in this particular game, but also the time restrictions are leaning a little bit in Owen's favour. Okay, so we have all the letters playable or on the racks. We can see AGLY left for Owen and VETIUR. So I don't think there's a comeback here available, but it's just we have to look at what the possibilities are for what points will be left and be deducted at the end, and also what racks they will start with in the next game applied to what they have left at the moment. So they're going to try and lead themselves at least with. Okay, nice play by Fergal here. So we've got River and he. Okay, for 21 points. He might not win this game, but when it comes to the points difference, it will make a massive difference if he closes the gap here. He's got a commanding lead on the points difference at the top of the board, as a lot of players have. 3 players are tied for first at the moment, I think. Okay, so Owen is clearing out his board apart from one letter with lag, R, and G. As in LAG, AR, and GI. So we're going to see what the points are here. It looks like Owen has this game sewn up. We're just going to see the final score. So he's got 17 for that. Tufa. Okay, so player 1 left with just one letter left, which is a Y, playing a TU. So this game is going to wrap up imminently. Sorry, the 21 of the last, my mistake, the 21 in the last round went to player 2. Final score. Okay, so great game, guys. The final score here is 426 to 338. Fantastic scores there by the two guys. I'm kind of glad I'm commentating at the moment as opposed to playing. I don't think I'm at these guys' level. But 426 to 338, some excellent scores. Well done, guys. Okay, we've kicked off, folks. We're just gonna pop in the players' racks for you now. So just to give you a quick recap, we've got a couple of viewers online. So hi guys, I hope you're enjoying the tournament so far. We're hoping to see a lot more people as the day goes on. So this was the idea, start early and get some games on the board. If you noticed, we had a great game in the last game with Owen Jackson defeating the All-Ireland champion and #1 Fergal Weatherhead. By his account, not a great game by him, but he's still top of the leaderboard. Um, so at the moment we've got Marie Ryan of Cork. She's currently in second place. She's the fourth seed in second place. Funnily enough, she's actually the cousin of Chris Broderick, who's the second seed. Marie's the second place. Chris is in second seed. He's the former All Ireland champion. So maybe there's something in the water, or it runs in the family. We're not sure. Playing against, we've got a first timer here. She's played a lot of Scrabble Go, so played a lot of Scrabble online. She works in home education. She's educated 6 of her kids and works in home education. Monica O'Connor from Wicklow. This is her first time playing a tournament. Like I said, plays online a lot. Currently in 11th place out of 13, but we have plenty of games to go. And just if anyone was watching the previous game, the points for bingo is an added 50, just to clarify that. So that's come up a couple of times in the last game, which was the pinnacle of, I suppose, some of the swings. Now we're going to get back into this game. So folks, we can see the racks have been updated. Okay, folks, we're a little bit behind there. I was doing some recaps and stuff like that. So we did have a pass very early on in the game. The current scores at the moment are 23 to 25. So Marie Ryan playing with 23 points. We see she has a rack with so if for anyone concerned, the question mark is a blank tile. We're in round 11, so the 11th round of the tournament. So what's been played so far? We've had Flip, we've had Brim, we've had Foe, we've had Pit, also with me, and Toe. So I will be giving you some, if anyone wants to pop into the chat with any words that they see through the racks, or some extensions of words or letters that we can have as possibilities. I will give you some, I don't want to ruin it for everyone as well, so I will have some options of maximums. They might be able to get some bingos, but we'll see as this game goes on. The racks are, they're quite bland at the moment, pretty low scoring, so that could open up to a fantastic end of the game though. So we've got Drew. Okay, so the updated rack there. Okay, so that's been added on to be Druid. So we're going to see how many points that we get here. Just totting that one up. Okay, so 22 points for Druid, which was an add-on to Drew. So the ID at the end was for, yeah, perfect, 25 points. 23 points, sorry. Okay, so Monica has a couple of options if they can be played on the board with. At the moment, it looks like they could be played. A couple of 6s. From what we can see, I can't see anything longer at the moment unless she adds on to something here. She's gone for a smaller word. She's gone for buy, B-U-Y. And we're going to give you the up-to-date standings any moment. We're just waiting for them to be updated, and I will call them out to you guys. We'll get them up on screen, actually, for you guys if you want, and you can have a look yourselves. The current scores are 45 to 36, so 8 points for the last one. 8 points for buy. Okay, so it's the second seed playing the 11th seed here, so Monica's certainly holding her own. It's been a very dry board so far. Not many, apart from I suppose maybe the blank space might help Marie going forward, but it looks like it's going to be I my personal opinion, it's going to be a high scoring end of the game. I think Marie has some potential for some big endings here. And also Monica, excited to see she has no ranking at the moment, so it'll be great to see how she gets on. It's lovely to see a new player playing. Okay, so the racks are updated now. Okay, so now at the moment we've got a change in leaders. So we've got technically two in first, but on the spread difference, the points difference, we've got Chris Broderick, who is the cousin of Marie that's playing at the moment. Chris Broderick with 10 played, 8 wins, and a spread of plus 667, so an aggregated score of plus 667 points. Marie Ryan, who is the second seed and playing at the moment, who I just mentioned, same score, 10 played, 8 wins, a spread of plus 626. Fergal Weatherhead has the highest spread of 1017, but it now, following the last game, has 7 wins. So we've got Fergal in third, Pauline Weatherhead, husband and wife, in third, tied with 10 games, 7 wins, slightly slower spread of 742. I won't go through the spreads as much anymore, we'll get them up on screen for you. But in fifth place, Tom Drone, the proprietor of the business we're in at the moment, the Cove Bar Waterford. Thankfully, they hosted the event for us, as they have done in the non-live events. Brian Dillon, then Owen Jackson, Kieran Brosnan, Ger Hoare, Anne Mallon, Monica O'Connor, who's playing in the live game at the moment. Then Marie McDonald and Liam Thomas Davis. So we've got so we've got the scores up on the screen for you now, and we can switch back. If anyone's curious at any time, just pop it into the chat and we'll get it right back up for you, or we can call it out. There's no issue. Okay, current score 57 to 36 in favor of Marie, but still close. Okay, score of 18 there from Monica. So keeping it very close at 57 to 54. Monica's playing great with the tiles that she has, as is Marie. Okay, so we've got a massive score here coming up. The blank letter being used by Marie. So readiest. That blank tile is a D. Okay, so a score of 77 there. Excellent score. So 77. So she used all her letters. So the 77 included her getting bonus points there. Okay, so there is a bit of a gap developing now. 134 to Marie, the second seed, playing 54 points. Monica, the 11th seed. But like I said, very new. It's her first live tournament, so doing excellently well. Sixes. Okay, so we're looking at the options that Monica has at the moment. We can see a couple of sixes. There are potentials to add on that would bring in some sevens and eights. Yeah, so it looks like we can. Yeah, it looks like we've got 3 potentials. 1, 2, 3. How many? Depending on how the board plays, and it is quite open at the moment, if she sees that there are a couple of options of eights, which would also be bingos. So she would need to utilize an A, an E, or an I on the board that's free and that doesn't clog up or match up with anything that counteracts it. So we'll see what she plays here. They're tough words as well. We've got stalking, talkings, for example, kingslets would come in, but it all depends on how the board plays. I don't see many of those options coming up. So as it actually stands, and she played key, short word, but we're going to see what the points are for that now. Okay, so 6 points there for that. Okay, so now Marie is playing. Okay, she played emu, which also gives her F and mo. Sorry, my mistake. Two separate words: F and mo and emu. Okay, so the animal, and we've got. I'm not quite sure what mo is, but we're going to just check these out and see what her score is. Okay, so she's got 23 for that. So they're small words, but they do, like I was mentioning in the last game, they do add up when you get multiple words in one go. So yeah, 23 for that. Okay, so it's on Marie at the moment. She is in the lead by 93, 157 to 60. Sorry, we're actually playing. Monica's playing it there at the moment. Yeah, her maximum that we can see at the moment from the letters that in her rack is a 6-letter word. If anyone notices, pop it in. But we're looking at potential of glints. It's not a very obvious word to come up, so let's see what she comes up with here. Also, there are a lot of different options on the board as well to stem into longer words. So we've got some possible 8-letter words. We've got some. Okay, so we've got left being played by Monica. And left scored Monica 7 points. Okay, so now we've got 90 points in the difference, 150 to Marie plays 67 Monica. As we've seen in the last game, for anyone that was watching, massive swings can happen in games like this, especially with we haven't had many of the high numbered tiles, Z's, X's, similar letters to that. So okay, so jars. Okay, player one. We're just checking something out here. Okay, so we're going to see how jars goes.
That was why it took them so long for me to do this.
Okay, so 29 for jars. Great score there. We got some added bonus in there. Yeah, 29 points for the last one. Table's moving around on us a little bit. As you can imagine, we have a floating camera on top, so it can take a little knock from time to time, but it looks in pretty clear at the moment. Okay, so she scored 7 there at the moment for 2. Okay, so Marie to play. Okay, so we've had Monica waiting to play her tiles at the moment. The surprise guest. Okay, so we've got he, which is also he in both ways, and EA. Okay. Okay, so 18 points for that one there. And it looks like Monica is coming up with something good here. Okay, so she's got stealing. It's an excellent move. Looks like she's 1, 2, 3. It looks like she's used up all her letters, which would be a bingo. If so, it's plus 50. We're just going to get an updated score here now. So there's quite a gap at the moment, but she got 62 points for that. Sorry, 68 points, my mistake. So that has made a massive difference. We're down to 66 point lead to Marie, which considering this is Monica's first tournament and she is seeded 11th, I think that's excellent going. Fair one. Very good. Okay, so an excellent add-on to what we had there. So we've got Taggle. So now the latest scores are 238 to 142, so 30 points there for that. Okay, so Sib has been played. Okay, so excellent 15 points for that. So 238 plays 157. Okay, so she got some high numbered letters, but they're quite hard to use. She does Marie does have the blank tile as well to facilitate the Q with a U if needed. Also a Z there. Yeah, so it's potentially massive scores, but hard to make some words out of those letters. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, Dove played by Marie. 250. Okay, so 12 points for that. So 250 plays 157. Okay, so this is an excellent add-on to left. We've got arch, and left has turned into cleft as well. So cleft and arch. Yeah, that's excellent. So we're just totting up the scores for that here. We'll give you an update now in 1 second on those. They're just checking it out. Okay, so 20 points for cleft and arch together. So 250 plays 177 in favor of the second seed Marie Ryan. Okay, so adding on to arch again, so parch and zap, we're going to get some bonus points in here as well, and also using the Z as a 10 pointer, so this is going to be quite a high score here. We're just going to get that totted up for you folks. Okay, so 54 points for that. Okay, so there's quite a commanding lead at the moment. 304 plays 177. We are quite of a way through the tiles at the moment. There's not a huge amount of time left in this game. If we get into anywhere close to overtime, I don't think we will in this game. We'll see how it happens. Okay, we've got vegan popped in. There's going to be some bonus points for that as well. So vegan, and also the pronoun Z. So we're just going to give you the total for that one there in one moment. 33 points. 33 points there for vegan, and also the other letters that came into it. 24. 34. Okay, sorry folks.
Don't worry. Anyone notice that?
Okay, so there are plenty of tiles, but there are some high scoring tiles left that are available. So Marie does have that queue there as well for another 10 points, so that could be a game changer depending on how she plays it, if she plays it. But with the blank tile, you'd have to imagine she will. Okay, so one of the few keywords that doesn't need the U, we've got cat. Yeah, there were some other options for bigger words with that Q, but just on the board, the clusters on that board, I don't think there was any way of getting it in there. So she got 34 points for cat, QAT. Okay, so this part of the board is getting hot at the moment, so we're going to see what comes in here. I'm just going to tally up the points here for feed. Okay, so 8 points there. So 338 plays 218. Now we're going to start looking into what options these players have for their maximums. Marie, she does have the blank tile, so that can open things up a little bit, but we're looking at a lot of 5-letter words. We're getting up to some, if she can add on to an E, a G, maybe a couple of other letters, maybe an L. We've got a couple of 7s. Yeah, we've got a number of 7s. I think probably 7 sevens. That's if she can stem on and add on to a letter that's on the board. With the space that's there at the moment, I can't see an option for a 7-letter word. It's a possibility, but the board would need to be more open. Okay, so these guys, they did, the ladies here did start off extremely quickly, so I think time is on their side a little bit, so they're taking a little bit of time at the moment. Perfectly acceptable as well. They're well within their time ranges at the moment, so we're just going to wait and see what happens here. That. Okay, folks, we've got player 1 playing at the moment. Marie is playing. Is it just Cone? Okay, so we've got Cone, which added into Veed, which is fine. And we're going to see what points she got for that now at the moment. She's on 338. So she's got a 120-point lead at the moment. There's not a huge number of tiles left, so she got 12 points for that. But she's in a, considering the tiles that are left and the potential options, it's quite a commanding lead in this particular game. Okay, so we're waiting on Monica to make her move at the moment. See what she comes up with here. Okay, so if she can fit them in, what we can see from the IANUOXE, we're looking at 5-letter words. Okay, she's played next, which also, yeah, perfect. Was tagged onto the other words, didn't add any extra points to her, but it fitted in perfectly. So next we're going to see what she got for that now. We're just tallying up the points. Sorry, we have to leave the players do that themselves as they're at the table and they're in case there are any disputes. But she got 27 points for that. Excellent score for that stage using the X, which would be a 10-letter word, or sorry, is it an 8? Points, sorry, 10 points. 8 points. Okay, so Marie is to play. Big shout out to my technical director, Sean, here. You might see his hand. There we go. That's him beside me here. He's doing all the hard work. I just talk. That's what I like to do. But no, very interesting though. He's been very helpful. Thanks, Sean. Twenty-eight. 28 points for he. It's also got he went 2 ways as well, so perfect. So we've now got a higher score of 378, playing 245. Great performance from Monica so far. I mean, it was tough. They had to start off. There was a pass within the first couple of moves, the first 2 moves, I think it was. We streamed just a little bit after the first couple of words, but a pass at the very start it's a rough way to start the game. So, considering it's her first tournament, I mean, the game's not over, but she's doing excellently well. Okay, so we're just waiting on Monica now as well. So Monica O'Connor, an avid Scrabble player, but her first live tournament. Yeah, there's plenty of time left for these 2 women that are playing at the moment. That, like I said, it was rapid fire at the start. They were quite small words, but the letters just weren't there. So we've got New and Ed that are going to come in at the same time. Just totting up the points for that there. 2, 4, 5. Okay, so for those 2 words, okay, so 19 points for that. $18 points, sorry, my mistake. 18 points for that. Okay, so now we've got something coming down the right hand side. Bird being played. I've got a blank tile, so we're going to have a look at this. Oh, the blank tile. This is Marie playing her blanks, so it looks like Snowbird to me. We just have to confirm. I think it seems to be the only option, but that will also be a bingo. That is every one of our letters being used. It's being challenged. So give us a moment before we give. If that is correct, it's going to be a huge score. It'll be a bingo plus 50, but it is being challenged. So as the challenges work, you're free to challenge. If the challenge is correct, there's no problem. Yeah, the game goes back. The person gets 0 points if the challenge is correct, as in if the word is incorrect when challenged. If it's challenged and the word is okay, there's no problem. Just the game continues. The blank is an O, as I said, for Snowbird, and we're just going to see here from the guys inside. Snowbird, it looks good to me. We're just gonna wait on it, guarantee. Okay, final score, game over. Okay, so that's brilliant. brilliant score at the end. So now she ended up with 449. Marie Ryan ended up on 449, playing 256. Okay, so excellent performance from Monica in her first tournament, playing against the second seed. Really pulled it out of the bag at the end there with the bingo, and a huge score as well to finish it off. So great game. Congratulations to Marie, and well played, Monica. We're just going to get up the results and the current standings at the moment. Is that correct? Played 10. Should be played 11. Go for it. Okay, so just before we get there are other games have not finished as of yet. So the standings at the moment, like I said, I'm not going to go through every single bit of it. But in first place, Chris Broderick, 10 played, 8 wins, and a spread of 667. In second place, Marie Ryan. That might change after this game, but we'll see in a second. She had a good game there. And Marie Ryan, same 10 played with 8 wins. Then Fergal Weatherhead, the All Ireland champion, number 1 seed, 10 played, 7 wins. Same Pauline, his wife, 10 played, 7 wins. And then the owner of the establishment here, Tom Drone, great player himself as well. Loves to play Scrabble, loves all these kind of word games and number games as well. Big fan. So he's on 7 wins as well. So tied with 6 wins. Apart from the points differential is Brian Dillon, Owen Jackson, and Kieran Brosnan. Then in 9th place, Ger Hoare. 10th place, Anne Mallon. 11th, Monica O'Connor. 12th, Marie McDonald, and in 13th, Liam Thomas Davis. So everyone has a win. There's no one that hasn't won. So Liam has won a game, Marie's won 2, then 3, 4, 5. So there's 1, 2, 3. There's all number of ranges from 1 up to 8 wins, with 2 players tied on 8 and 3 players tied on 7 for first, second, third, fourth, and fifth. We're going to have a quick break now. How long are we going to break for? Okay, folks, so there are other games being played, but they're not on the live stream. So we will be back. We're taking lunch. We're going to finish off the game. We're coming back at 2 p.m. GMT with game 12, 2 p.m., game 13 at 3 p.m., and a small break, and then the final game, game 14, which will be the final, at 4:10 p.m. Then we'll have the prize giving and the end of the tournament at 5:20. So look, I'll keep you updated as the day goes on. But we are going to pause for the moment, and we will be back to you at 2 p.m. Thanks a lot, folks. Thanks for.